ACT UP Seattle became so successful that I remember at the Gay Pride Parade, one of those years, who remembers what year it was, we still marched down Broadway at the time. We did a die-in at every intersection, and that meant that we were marching with our banners and our parades, and then someone would blow a whistle, and we would all drop to the pavement as if we were dead. And the crowd went totally crazy. I mean, the cheers and accolades we were getting as we marched up Broadway were unbelievable. And at the next ACT UP meeting, instead of there being 35 people, there were maybe 135 people. And the whole dynamic, in fact, became totally unsustainable. There were too many people to carry on the kind of personal trust that enabled us to do the things we were doing. And in addition, a lot of people came in who had very different agendas, and many of them did not have the kind of political experience that some of us had about how to get things done. And like a number of ACT UP units in other cities, charges of sexism and all kinds of things, which I don't feel were at all well founded and which were reflecting personal other baggage that some of these newcomers had brought, and not knowing how to handle their concerns about those issues, assuming that they are really valid, and still not impede the necessary work of the organization. At any rate, the whole thing imploded and broke up. And a number of us, a small number of us, maybe 8 to 10 people, eventually formed a very small and private organization that we called AIDS Watch. And AIDS Watch worked in a much more of the kind of insider stuff. We couldn't mount, this wasn't a big mass organization, we didn't have big public demonstrations. But we worked to mobilize people in the community, maybe through letters or articles in the Seattle Gay News, other kinds of media, about what was needed and what was happening in Olympia and things like that. Again, working closely, especially through my liaison with Jerry Sheehan, the lobbyist from the ACLU. So that was a small, community-based, but not mass kind of organization, the way that that ACT UP, even though the membership was not masses, was really a mass organization in that it mobilized masses of people readily. And then, for a variety of reasons, that sort of AIDS Watch sort of also, people died, the need wasn't as acute. We had institutions that were working more regularly, more systemically. I mean, Seattle is a place where most of the major institutions that still exist today were started by the grassroots. The foundation, what was then called the Northwest AIDS Foundation, now the Lifelong Alliance, was started by people collecting money in Volunteer Park in old coffee cans. And the Chicken Soup Brigade, which got folded into that, was started by street people. And all of these organizations, including ACT UP, were all from the grassroots up here in Seattle. And the Seattle AIDS Support Group. I mean, these were things that I think Seattle should be very proud of, and the LGBT community in Seattle should be very, very